Way to go, Miles. Way to save Gotham.
We did it, guys. We got the big guy himself to comment on one of my videos. Jay Schlatt knows I exist. He dropped a comment, maybe a like, maybe even a subscribe. I don't know, man. I don't know. In late February, I posted a video titled, "You Should Wipe Sitting Down, Change My Mind." I got this idea from Jay Schlatt posting a video about wiping sitting versus standing, and I used, you know, the classic change my mind format that we've all come to know and love through the meme. After I posted it, I posted the link onto Jay Schlatt's subreddit, hoping that, you know, maybe his fan base would have a little fun with it. I could definitely use the views. But here's the funny thing. The very next day after posting it, I saw that I had a comment from the big guy himself. And I went to check the subreddit, and I hadn't even broken 20 upvotes, which comes to show you that Jay Schlatt scours his own subreddit. I mean, let's be honest, I would too if I, you know, had a whole subreddit dedicated to myself. I'm not shaming here. Plus, it led you to me, and I think we got a little connection here. You did indeed comment, "You're doing the Lord's work," which, let me say, while I was recording this video, I posted on Instagram and tagged Jay Schlatt and Steven Crowder and said, "I'm doing the Lord's work." Maybe he saw my story. If so, that's 2 interactions that you've had with me. You still haven't come to help a little man out. Either you saw my Instagram story, or we're just on the same wavelength. Either way, we're both men of faith, and we both like to have a little fun. So what do you say, big guy helps a little man out? I mean, please, I could really use the help. I'm a big fan. Honestly, I think it's kind of weird that I am. You're probably only like a year or 2 older than I am. Jay Schlatt, if you see this, how you doing? How you doing, man? If it counts for anything, you do love men, and I am indeed a man, so hook me up, man. So thank you for helping me out there, at least just dropping a comment. That's some bragging rights that I have been using. That's a little update from my video, and I also have another update that is related to the "You Should Wipe Standing Down" video. If you've seen the video, which if you don't, I'm going to put it in a little dot. I don't know which it is. I'm mirrored. Be this side. If you haven't seen it, I set up a table to try and discuss with people whether they sit or stand and have a real discussion between, you know, opinions and discuss why you would do one or the other. I went to a park and then a mall. Both times no one sat down, but I did have 2 separate conversations from across the table. The first guy said he would wipe. However, as of now, he uses a bidet.
But see, the thing is, I don't even wipe. I use a bum hose.
And the second one was actually a family of all sitters except for the father, who runs, goes to his shower, and then uses the shower head to just blast the shit out of his ass.
What are your
straight to the
opinions
shower.
on that?
Straight to the shower. You go one to the
That's
next.
standing.
I guess that is a standing. It's like
That is
a bidet.
standing.
Saving the paper.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
kind of like
a bidet, yes.
but
There you go.
shooting from above. I would assume the
Got
position.
multiple hoses,
Okay.
multiple streams.
Okay. So that does work, but no,
One
not.
in my hand that I can direct anywhere.
Makeshift bidet, I guess. Just looking at that, I thought it was interesting. Maybe the amount of bidet users is a lot more than we thought. I didn't think anything of it until I had the opportunity to use a bidet myself. I was at a job site, and the family there hadn't rented a porta potty for the outside for us to use. So they let us use one of their bathrooms indoors, their hall bathroom, their guest bathroom, I guess. Guest. When I finally had to go, I walked through the door, and that's when the trouble began. I closed the door behind me and was greeted with the eerie creaking of an automatic toilet lid slowly opening itself in front of me. It was strange, and I felt weirdly violated. I did inspect further and realize, oh, this is just a bidet with an automatic lid. So I walked towards it, and that's when I realized I'm about to use this thing, and it's going to squirt water into my rear end. Before I sat down, I did notice that on the inside of the lid that was standing erect, there was big red text. It was a warning sign. This should go without saying, but if I'm gonna stick my balls through the loop of this thing, I don't want it to have a warning on it. So that was the first kind of like, well, this is interesting. For the sake of science, I went for it. I sat down and was greeted with a warm toilet seat, which for some people, that might be nice, but I'm not used to that. I don't have heated toilet seats or even heated seats in my car. So whenever that happens, I'm always caught off guard. I sat down and I felt the ghost cheeks, I guess you could say. My brain, the first thing it went to was, this is the warmth of someone else's ass that just sat here. So I was immediately put off. I was uncomfortable, even though after a little bit of thinking, I was like, oh, well, it's just a heated seat. Good old high-tech toilet, you know? Just not used to that. That threw me off. You might be into heated seats. They always catch me off guard because I am not used to them in the slightest. So I did what I had to do and went to flush, but there was no little flushing mechanism. So in this fast panic, I started looking around when I noticed a little box hung on the wall, and it was a remote sort of thing. It was kind of the control center for the lube. Now this had many buttons. It had a flush button, toilet seat up, toilet seat down, rear end cleaning, soft, front end cleaning, and a dry. There were some other stuff too, but I was not looking that much into it. I was just trying to prepare myself for the coming storm. After a quick examination, I decided I'm gonna choose the rear end soft because I don't know how powerful this thing can be. I don't wanna be, you know, I wanna build up to that. So I'll start with the lowest setting because I don't know just how much of a punch this thing is packing. So I hit the button and immediately heard this eerie, just mechanical sound, which is not a pleasant sound to hear coming from underneath your testicles. But again, maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. And after a awkward silence, I was greeted with the gentle kiss of Poseidon on my chocolate starfish. And wow, what a weird and uncomfortable thing that was. That brings up another thing, the little faucet, I guess, spigot. I was incredibly impressed by the accuracy of that thing. I have no idea how it found my little brown balloon tie so precisely. I didn't know that I wasn't completely, you know, all the way back against the seat, or, you know, maybe scooting forward, letting my balls hang off the front end. Or maybe I was just sitting in the splash zone and I didn't know just how precisely I sat down. Maybe I sat down right where I was supposed to be. Or maybe, just maybe, that thing has a little sensor on it that looks for your little bung hole and then ready, aim, fire. I couldn't say it felt much like cleaning, which is probably my fault for choosing the soft and not the extreme or whatever the other option was. But it felt as if you just parted cheeks right over like a water fountain. It was just a very gentle little stream, just gently, just, you know, didn't feel like much cleaning. If anything, it just felt like it moistened the little crap that I had still nestled between my cheeks. So I went for a wipe. I'm always a wiper, so went for a wipe. Felt good. I was like, you know what? That's it for now. That's it for today. I'm gonna move on. So did all that and left the room. However, there was one issue that I didn't consider. When it comes to me below the belt, I am built like a Venus flytrap. Apparently, the wiping was not sufficient, so there was still a little moisture caught in there that was very uncomfortable and cool and just overall not a great feeling. So after a little bit of time, I went back to finish the job that I had started and was able to enjoy the rest of my workday. Thinking back, I probably should have used the drying mechanism, but I didn't even think about that until I looked back at the pictures that I took of the remote. Overall, that's just a little update that I have. Number one, Schlat, please, come on. And two, I understand why people use bidets. However, I think that if I'm gonna stick with any sort of moisture, it's gonna be a wet wipe. And either way, when you do use a bidet, you're still sitting, so. I hope you enjoyed this little update that I threw together real quick. I'm trying to start posting every Saturday. This is gonna be a little easier now that I'm doing part-time at work, so hopefully I can keep the schedule up for a good amount of time and start posting good content. You know, I want to stick to more kind of at desk videos, so we'll see how that goes. I'll need a lot of stuff to talk about. Skits are fun to make. They do take more time and a lot more planning, and I have to get together with my friends, which first of all, I don't have many of, and second of all, they're not very good actors and or crew members, so that's a little tough. Sorry to all you people who have been in my videos, but yeah. So yeah, please follow Jay Schlatt's Lead and comment on this video, whatever you want, and also like and subscribe like he did, maybe. I don't know. If you did, that'd be pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Adios.
Bye.